What's going on? Welcome
What's up, my
back.
friend?
Welcome back. Yeah, it's another episode Off the Schneid. We got a very special guest over here. It's Jeary, right? Not
Yes,
Jerry.
sir.
Jeary. Jeary.
Yeah,
There we
that's my
go.
last name.
Jeary Football coming on, hanging out, ripping some drafts, talking some best ball. What's going on, my friend?
Not too much, man. All warmed up. Thank you for having me on. Great to meet you, and ready to rip a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna draft some land hockey teams tonight. So that should be fun, and an all Canadian edition of Underdog Best Ball. Looking forward to it. Yeah, just quick about yourself. Fellow Canadian, Vancouver kid. I spent a lot of time in Vancouver, so we can chat about that. But yeah, if you want to just plug your show, anything you want to talk about, maybe the best ball community. We kind of alluded to that pre-show. So yeah. Oh, by the way, the link in the description down there for Jeary Football. Go down there, toss them a sub, check out the show. Streaming every day. Am I right?
Every day. Yeah, we're trying to do every
God
day.
damn. You got that
Grinding out here.
you got the young kid stamina over there. I like it. I dig it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, what's your thoughts on the best ball community so far? You seem pretty excited about it.
Yeah, man. Like I'm brand new to actually just streaming. I did my very first stream the first day that the big board opened, and I pretty much bought my whole setup like a week before. Did this pretty impulsively. Have thought about it before. I think this is my 5th year actually drafting best ball teams. Kind of just decided to try my hand at streaming, and man, I love the best ball community. Everyone's been so accepting, so embracing, and supportive, and getting a lot of love. So I appreciate that very much. Very motivating for me to keep doing it.
Yeah, all us kind of small guys, we got to stick together. A couple in the chat, Bindles, Hartman, both stream a little bit. Hartman is taking a bit of a hiatus. I think he's coming back. Bindles was just on earlier tonight. But yeah, us small guys, we got to kind of stick together and support each other and have each other on, all that kind of stuff, bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, it's good to see that everybody's gotten on board. New collectors in the house. What's up, man? Appreciate you. Let's jump into some chat. There's some news. There's some new stuff to talk about. I do want to give this a little. Oh no!
Oh, dude!
Oh, all over the computer. My work computer. We can't have that. Oh my goodness.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Jeez. Oh no, that was a disaster. Where did that come from? It's been sitting here since I sat down about 15 minutes ago. It's not like I'm shaking it up. All right. All right. And we're back. Okay. So let's jump into some chatter. So like the title said, it's tagging season. The four tags were used this tagging season. One we knew about, a couple we knew about pretty early. So Kyle Pitts, I don't want to dig too much into that one. He's going to play on the tag, $15 million. He's going to be playing on that tag. He's with the Falcons. We'll see what they do at quarterback, but Pitts is going to be there. No big deal. Breece Hall, same thing. With these non-exclusive franchise tags, by the way, a team can negotiate and offer them a contract, but and then the Jets or the Falcons would have to match. If they don't, then 2 first-round picks head to the Jets or Falcons. It's not going to happen for these two players. Not a chance. So they're going to be on their teams. $14.2 million for Breece Hall. That's enough money. It is what it is. They're going to be on the teams. The two guys I wanted to get into. First, let's talk about George Pickens because it's a non-exclusive same thing. Does a team want to offer them, him a contract for 2 first-round picks? I highly doubt it, extremely highly doubt it. But there's a little bit more to talk about with the Pickens situation here. So let's take a quick peek at. Let's go to the contracts of wide receivers. So on Over the Cap. We're looking at the free wide receiver contracts in the NFL. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, DK, you see them on the screen. We see George Pickens all the way down here at whatever that is, 27.3 million, right? Average. Let's look at the average, 27.3 basically. I think he was going to say, I want at least DK Metcalf money. That's what I think. $6 million apart, essentially. I don't know what do you think, Jeary? Like, where do you think he would want to go? Or where do you think, contract wise, where do you think he'd want to go? What makes sense to you as far as just contract is concerned?
I mean, we're hearing Alec Pierce possibly getting in the 30 range. So I think Pickens would want to be, yeah, just like you said, right in that DK range, probably like 33. And yeah, I think he kind of deserves it after the season he had last year.
No doubt, no doubt. They are saying the Cowboys are saying he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He's going to say, "Show me, break out your pocketbook and show me if I'm one of the best wide receivers in the league." You got CeeDee Lamb right here, and then that's going to be an interesting one. They could legitimately, if they get this done and if it happens, they could have wide receiver 3 and 4 contract in the NFL with a huge Dak contract as well. So, is this all possible? That's the question of the day. So let's look at the Cowboys depth chart first. Let's take a look at that. So I think we can agree this offense is in good shape. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Fournette, Turpin, Bingo, they could probably get rid of, but Tyler Guyton, Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and Terrence Steele, solid offensive line. It's in good shape. Terrence Steele led the NFL as far as offensive line snaps last year, so that's valuable. Jake Ferguson, Dak, Javonte comes back, $8 million a season. They got their backup quarterback, tight end. Their offense is in good shape. Doesn't need anything as long as George Pickens is there, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe like a pass catching running back could just tie it all together. But yeah, Dak, man, he looked good. He looks like he's really entering his prime. So
As long as he can stay healthy. This is an off year where he gets hurt. He's healthy, gets hurt, healthy, gets hurt, healthy, gets hurt. This is a he gets hurt year, so we'll see what happens. But looking at the defense outside of the defensive line, Osa Digizua, Kenny Clark, and Quinn Williams, that's awesome. Very, very stout. I like that. Outside of that, their defense is a big piece of shit. Like 0 pass rushers. Jadeveon Clowney's gone. Dante Fowler's a free agent. Sam Williams a free agent. Peyton Turner's a free agent. James Houston, cool, sure, nothing really there. Donovan Ezeraku, yeah, I like him, but literally no one else as far as pass rushers are concerned on this defense. Damarian Overshown hasn't been able to stay healthy exactly, but he is a quality piece. Other than that, yeah, some other backup special teams types linebackers, so they could use a linebacker. Corners, Deron Bland, definitely, hit or miss, beatable. Siobhan Ravel, injured as a rookie, torn ACL when he was drafted. Reedy was fine. Donovan Wilson, safety gone. The rest of this defense outside of the defensive line is in shambles. And we saw that with them being the worst defense in the NFL by far last year. So what I'm getting at, and I think you'd agree, they need to throw some money, throw some value at this defense, right?
Yeah.
Do they have 2 first-round picks, correct? Yeah, they have their own and the Packers.
Yes.
So that's nice. So they cleared out some cap space today. They have 9.8 available right now. They cleared out CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and Tyler Smith, restructured all of them. So that I didn't exactly expect that personally, because that would have been, I don't even know how many millions. I guess roughly $50 million that Jerry Jones, his gigantic bank account is lighter, about $50 million cash money. Not that he can't afford it, but that's just the reality of it. So they did it. But what I'm getting at, like we're at least $6 million apart with George Pickens. You can structure it, sure. So, you kick it down the road, whatever. But I think they still need to throw some money at George Pickens. What I kind of am getting at when I'm looking at this Cowboys team, that I didn't expect them to do that with Dak, CeeDee, and Tyler Smith, because Jerry Jones has never done that essentially, but they can kick it down the road with Pickens, getting a deal done with him. They can redo Quinnen Williams and kick some money down the road and free up some space there. They can redo Kenny Clark and free up some space and kick it down the road again. Like the Cowboys could legitimately be front runners for the Super Bowl if they do these things and fully buy in. It's going to cost Jerry Jones another probably $30 million of cash money out of his bank account, but it's doable. So what do you think needs to happen? Like, are you picking George Pickens right now with this whole cloud? He's already said he's probably not going to show up.
Yeah.
So what are you picking him right now?
I have not been drafting a lot of George Pickens as of late, or even too much earlier. I thought he was a little expensive, going in the second round as it was. And just his personality, man, like he caused trouble in Pittsburgh. And I just feel like he's going to be throwing temper tantrums all offseason. And we know Jerry Jones loves the drama, loves the headlines, loves doing things last minute. So I kind of anticipate a lot of drama in the offseason from Pickens. And then a week or two before the season, he gets what he wants.
You think they're going to pay him and not just force him to play on the tag?
It's hard to say, but I think so.
I think they're going to, if it's me, like you said, I agree with everything you said there. I'm not really allowing him to go throughout the whole offseason and without on the tag and not in my facility, that sort of thing. Like you said, throwing a temper tantrum, just pissing and moaning about not getting paid, whatever. If it's me, I get a deal done sooner than later.
Yeah, and that's just the Jerry Jones way.
I know he always waits, and it costs him every single time. So, and he also likes to try to negotiate with the player directly instead of with the player's agent, which is awful business if you ask me, but it is what it is. But again, if they structure the deal properly, redo Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, man, they could be massive buyers in free agency and really put this defense together and be a dangerous team. So I hope they do it. It's possible. Are they going to do it? I don't know. I've been saying that about Pickens all along. It's just a little bit sketchy to me as far as that, we'll say. Last thing, I wanted to talk about the Daniel Jones transition tag. This is the first time in like 30 years since the early 90s that a transition tag has been used on a quarterback. So what is the transition tag? What it is basically he can shop around, get a contract. He only gets to bring one deal to the Colts to either match or not, and they do not get any compensation. So like with the non-exclusive or exclusive, exclusive is different. Non-exclusive franchise tag, you could shop around, bring one contract back. If they do not match it, they get 2 first-round picks. With the transition tag, if Daniel Jones ends up signing somewhere else, the Colts don't get shit. So that's weird to me that they did that. I don't know if I would have done it like that. They're basically opening themselves up to potentially lose Daniel Jones. The biggest thing I wanted to talk about with this thing is, to me, there's like no way that Alec Pierce is coming back to this team.
No,
he's a free agent now. He is going to be a free agent. He's already said he's going to test the market, but even if they wanted to, they can't bring him back. There's just no possible way that they can make that happen realistically. Why do I say that? So again, go back to the Daniel Jones thing. $37.8 million. If you are Jeary, you are the general manager of, let's say, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New York Jets. Who else can afford them? Maybe the Cardinals, but I don't think I think they're in the Malik Willis business. But those two teams, specifically like the Steelers, because they have some cap space too to play with. And the Colts, like I just pulled up here, they're 4.7 over the cap right now. And they need to get under it in 1 week exactly. 7 days from today, they need to be under the cap. Every team needs to be under the cap. So Alec Pierce is gone. They can't spend anything. With this deal, Daniel Jones has until July 15th to get a deal to bring back to the Colts. So essentially what I'm saying is Daniel Jones can hold, and any team that's bidding for Daniel Jones can hold the Colts hostage until July 15th, because they're going to want to have that salary available, right? This is even with Daniel Jones's $37 million included in, and they're over the cap. So let's say you're the Steelers or the Jets, like I was saying, you can wait until post June 1 and clear off some of those contracts that you don't want, or maybe you're saving whatever to pull a Daniel Jones deal. You front end load it so the Colts don't have the cap space to be able to match it. and then you're fucked. So
Yeah.
what are
The
your
thing
thoughts
is,
there?
though, I think the thing is, like, he's just coming off the Achilles injury. So there's a lot of question marks there. And a team where he hasn't been in the building, do they really want to commit that much money to a quarterback who really had a breakout year, but, tragically tore his Achilles, and you never really know if he's going to quite be the same. So do you want to take that gamble? I feel like the one team that I could see doing it, but as you mentioned, is in cap hell is the Vikings because he was in the building. So they are familiar with Daniel Jones, but I don't think they can afford that.
No, they definitely can't afford to do what would have to be done and able to basically handcuff the Colts. And you're probably right. Like it would take a lot for, let's say, the Steelers or the Jets to be able to pull that off. But the Jets have like $100 million in cap space. They could definitely make it work. The Steelers, if they had to or wanted to, I'm sure they could make it happen. I think at max it would be like a 2-year deal and basically be fully guaranteed, more or less. So you'd have to be bought in, and like you said, off the Achilles, it's a tough conversation. But I just wanted to point out that it's not set in stone. I do think that I would draft Daniel Jones like he's the quarterback of the Colts. I did just earlier today or yesterday when I drafted Pittman and Daniel Jones. It makes sense, but it's an interesting conversation. But what it leads to really is, like I said earlier, Alec Pierce is gone. He is gone because they cannot negotiate a contract. Even if they wanted to, they can't. I'm sure they've been working on a deal. They could redo Michael Pittman to maybe, free up some space, but he's gone. They could redo Quentin Nelson as well, but he's going to test it and someone's going to offer him more money than the Colts can match. So, I don't know about a quick, what do you think that where could he land? He's obviously been rumored to the Titans, the Patriots. What are your thoughts? And have
Yeah,
you been drafting him like he's been gone?
so when hearing that he's going to get like 30 mil a year, I feel like he's going to go to a team that has some of the most cap space, who's also desperate for wide receiver. And the two that stand out to me are the Titans and the Raiders, which I could definitely see. I think the Raiders would be a much more favorable landing spot. I've been mixing him in. I've been trying to get a little more of him recently, just kind of trying to get ahead of the free agency surge a little bit and take the guys who I expect to rise after they sign these massive contracts. Because if he does sign for $30 million, a team's going to want to get that investment back. They're going to use him. They're going to feed him the ball and try and scheme him up. So, yeah, I kind of like Alec Pierce.
Me too. I agree. I've been doing that since, like, it went from my original thinking was it's going to be Pierce as a free agent. Pittman stays with the Colts. I've been saying since day one, they have to pick between Pittman and Pierce. They have to pick one. So I've been saying, I originally was saying Pittman and Pierce is gone. Then it kind of flipped when they were saying, we're not losing Alec Pierce. And then I was like, okay, then Pittman has to be gone. So now it's back to Pierce is absolutely gone and Pittman's with the Colts. So it's kind of gone back and forth as far as that. But I like those shouts. I feel like people are saying the Patriots, but like he was on Up and Adams, Kay Adams show, and he was saying like wherever I go kind of thing, they got to throw me the ball. I got to get more targets, blah, blah, blah. Look at even Stephon Diggs. He only had 100 targets last year. That's not a crazy amount that, for number one wide receiver sort of contract. Like you said, I think if someone's going to pay him that money, they're going to be feeding him the rock. And I think the Titans and the Raiders are more likely landing spots for him.
Yeah, like I think the Patriots already have the poor man's Alec Pierce and Mac Hollins. So kind of like a similar archetype. They have the deep threats in Booty, in Mac Hollins. I feel like they want like a true wide receiver one, like AJ Brown more, and would try and make a push for that. Whether he gets traded, I think is more on the unlikely side. But I think Alec Pierce is just going to take the highest contract, wherever that is.
Yeah, I think he wants to he wants to be selective with this quarterback, I think too. Like he kind of already said that, but all three of those options are perfectly fine. Mendoza, Ward, obviously Drake May. So if all things are the same in a vacuum, I would have to agree with that yeah, he probably just takes the largest contract and kind of takes it from there. But let's dig into some of this other news. Jonnu Smith to be released. Cool. He's a tight end, free agent. Cool. He could land somewhere. Maybe you're drafting him in the 20th round, maybe not. Sean Tucker, that's a bit of a surprise to probably everybody. He's not going to be with the Buccaneers. He'll go to free agency. Where is he going to go? I don't know. I think it's potential. He could go to Detroit, follow Josh Grizzard up to Detroit. They just traded your team. Yeah, they just traded David Montgomery. I think he fits a kind of mold that they could look for. And Grizzard is the passing game coordinator up there with Detroit, so it could make some sense. What would you think about that, just because you're a Lions fan?
Hey, I like some Sean Tucker, and I think he's a good football player. Hasn't got a ton of opportunity, but shows that he can have big games. And, I would like Detroit to get a younger running back, if anything, because, they got rid of David Montgomery. There's some talk about like possibly James Conner, possibly Brian Robinson, but why not just get like a younger version of that in Sean Tucker that has more potential?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's a decent fit. I think it makes some sense, like I said, with Grizzard coming in. So we'll see what happens in a week, 6 days. 6 days. We'll see what happens. No, not even Monday, whatever how far away Monday is. Rashid Shaheed not close to an extension with the Seahawks. That's kind of interesting, but I can't say I'm surprised on that one. He's probably another guy that's looking to get paid. He was not even a Div 1 guy in college, so he wants a contract. This is the one contract he's going to get. That's a guy that's just going to take the money wherever. I don't particularly think he cares. He gets on the field in special teams, in the backfield, whatever. His role is a little bit different than some of these other guys, but this is his one chance to get a contract, and I think he's going to take advantage of that. You drafted a little bit of Shaheed?
Dude, Rashid Shaheed's a good player. And in the 140s, 150s, he's one of my highest drafted receivers. I have maybe like 25, 27% of him.
Damn, wow.
And I feel good about it.
Fair enough. I don't mind Shaheed. He could definitely fill a role in Buffalo. So we'll see. There's talks of that. But yeah, Shaheed to the Raiders. I was thinking that too. That could definitely be a thing. But they already have Trey Tucker. I don't know if it makes a ton of sense. Similar role. I mean, maybe. We'll see. But it could make some sense with Kubiak coming in. Pat Surtain, don't really care about defensive players for this. Becton's gone from the Chargers. We knew that was coming. Pierce to the Patriots, we kind of talked about. Stephon Diggs getting released. That was a little bit of a surprise. It was definitely on the table, but it was a little bit of a surprise to me. Have you been drafting Stephon Diggs?
Nope. I have one share of him, and I think it was like 30 picks past ADP.
Yeah, fair enough. I would click him there as well, but I'm 0% Diggs. I would click him 30 picks past ADP. I would definitely take a swing, but I'm 0%. I haven't clicked him, but this will be interesting. We could get a big time fall on him between now and free agency. Maybe he's not even an early signee. We'll see how that works out, but that'll be an interesting one. We'll see where he goes. I think the days of Stephon Diggs being an alpha, target hog kind of guy, I think those days are done. But he'd be an interesting piece if or when he signs wherever he does. What else do we got? We'll do a couple more and then we'll jump in a draft. Coker's on the Panthers. Cool. Are you drafting any Aaron Rodgers? I'm not personally, but have you been drafting him?
I'm mixing him in. I might have like 13, 14% of him, because if I draft him in like the 19th round, when I kind of just feel like I want a possible third quarterback with some upside, I don't think it hurts your team if he does retire. So someone who can just get some points for you. And if he does play, great. If not, like, it's not going to kill your team.
I've kind of been with those guys down there outside of Kirk Cousins. I do think Kirk Cousins starts somewhere, but like the Genos, the Brissetts, the Rodgers, I haven't been drafting these guys at all until free agency kicks off. Like in a week, not even, we'll find out a bunch of these spots. Like we'll know where Malik Willis goes. We might know where Kirk Cousins goes. So these positions, these quarterback landing spots will start to come off the board. And then we can say, okay, the Jets are gone. Okay, the Cardinals are gone. The Dolphins are gone. Whatever. And then if it's just the Steelers, we can kind of take it from there with Aaron Rodgers, which is possible that's what happened. But let's say the Steelers go and get Malik Willis. Then we know it's kind of over with Aaron Rodgers. right? So, I'm personally just waiting a week until I touch any of these guys just to see what happens as far as the dominoes falling. But what else do we have here? Hall of Fame game, cool, big trade. Not a fantasy football thing realistically, but that's a huge trade. Chiefs targeting running back help 8 mil per year area. I tweeted out, I quote tweeted this and said, sounds like Rico Dowdle. I'll take Rico Dowdle for 8 million, Alex. So that's a guy that I was saying a couple weeks ago on the show. Dowdle and Najee were the two running backs that I've been drafting with, I thought, a high potential of going to the Chiefs. So where are you at with Dowdle? Nothing to do with this, but are you drafting Dowdle? Do you like him?
Man, I love Dowdle as a player. He was my highest drafted player last year. I had like 35% of him. I thought he was a smash pick, and that paid off. I haven't been drafting as much this year because personally, I like David Montgomery more just before he even got traded. But yeah, definitely mixing him in. I probably have around like 8 to 10%.
Nice. I think I'm in the 20s, which feels really good. Obviously, the Chiefs are definitely a landing spot that we're keeping an eye out as far as running back is concerned. Brissett might be traded. We'll see about that. Poised to make a splash for the Broncos. Cool. DJ Moore could be a landing spot. Yeah, I don't think we need to dig too much into that. Is there anything else that you want to touch on as far as news or notes or anything like that before we jump into draft room?
Not too much. I think DJ Moore is definitely an interesting name to keep an eye on. He's someone that I've been drafting a ton of. Just anticipating he's not going to be on the Bears, and I think he's just a pretty good player, and he can get long downfield targets. I kind of anticipate if the Raiders are going to move on from Max Crosby, I think he goes to the Bears in a deal with DJ Moore. As a Lions fan, I would hate it, but I think it just makes sense.
I already tweeted that about 2 weeks ago that I think the same thing. It was basically comparing it to the Khalil Mack deal. Same teams, right? Yeah. Same compensation, same sort of a thing, right? 2 first-round picks and DJ Moore. Who says no?
History repeats itself.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty likely. What about Pierce to the Chargers? I mean, I definitely do not think that would be that'd be great for the Chargers. That would not be good for us in fantasy. I don't think it would make a lot of sense for the Chargers, if I'm being honest. Could I see it? Yeah, maybe. We know how much McDaniel loves speed, and Alec Pierce has 4.3 speed, but a lot of things that Quentin Johnston does, and potentially a little bit of Trey Harris. I'd be surprised by that one. Alec Pierce is also a Midwest guy. He's from Cincinnati, went to school at Cincinnati. He's not going to my Bengals. I'll say that. That'd be nice, but it's not happening. And Indianapolis is just up the road essentially from Cincinnati. So not a surprise that he likes it in Indianapolis, but yeah, I'd be shocked if he went to the Chargers personally. But let's jump into a draft. Let's get into a big board here. If you want to draft with us, jump in right now.
Man, it's so much tougher drafting with the subscribers.
Oh, you'll get used to it. It is what it is. You're just given.
Hopefully, not many in this room. Only waiting for one.
Yeah, we'll see. We got King of QC, Frank. Or no, that's not Frank. We got King of QC in here though. That's the only guy I recognize. We got in kind of late, so yeah, we might get a tiny bit of EV.
I recognize Game Tight at 1. He was in one of my drafts, I believe, yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't recognize too many of these names. I did recognize your name before you started streaming, though. I was like, red badges, you recognize a lot of them. If you've been drafting a long time, then you definitely see names over and over again, right? So I remember, I saw when you started streaming. I was like, shit, I know that name. I've seen that name in draft rooms. I thought it was Hoodied, not Hoodie D or Who Died.
I mean, same thing. Yeah, we don't like Who Died. I mean, someone pointed that out in one of my chats when I was on stream with Who Hames, and I felt bad. It's like, no, we don't want that for Who Hames, man. We love him.
Yeah. Shout out Who Hames. So at the 5 spot here, what are you typically doing? Is it just JSN or bust?
I mean, like JSN feels like pick 5 by default to me, and I do take him there. But if there's one spot where I like to get a little different, it's pick 5, where I don't mind reaching a little further down the board. Like in one of my drafts yesterday, I took James Cook at pick 5 and then took Nico Collins in the second round and had Chris Olave come back to me. So that felt like an extremely unique start that you're not really getting any other way. So if you want to go JSN, I'm cool with that here. If you want to get a little different, I support it too.
One thing I've been talking about at the 5 spot is taking a little bit of McCaffrey. I don't want a lot. I think I'm at 2 or 3% right now. I don't want to be 0 of McCaffrey, but I don't want to be even. I'll be below the field, which is about 8 and change, 8.7 or whatever it is percent. So I'll be below the field, but taking McCaffrey there can be a little bit different. We can reach all the way down to even a guy like Genty or something like that, or a Monra, but that's not that crazy. If we're gonna flip the board, we can flip it with like Genty, Jefferson, something like that, and really flip the board. I'm not a big Cook drafter, especially early, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. The only reason I drafted James Cook was to get a little different because I don't have a lot of him. I'm down to get a little different. Go for some Genty.
Let's do that. Let's
he's
do that.
He's someone I do like to reach for quite a bit. I'm probably like, I might be at like 16-17% of him because I think he has top 5 running back upside, even RB1 upside if they improve their offensive line enough.
Yeah, I'm looking anytime. I've been saying this for 3 years with Kubiak. Anytime it's a Kubiak system, give me the running backs, give me the tight ends. I said it last year about the 2 running backs with the Seahawks. We didn't really know tight end there. I wasn't picking what's his name, the rookie Arroyo. I wasn't really picking him. AJ Barner I did have a couple clicks of, but not nearly enough, clearly, because he was a solid click, which I should have stuck to my own, saying on that one. But here we are. So give me Genty, give me Bowers. I was also 0% Genty last year. 0%.
Wow.
Genty.
Bold.
Yeah. Very, very off rookie Ashton Genty last year, and it was a smash. You have no idea the amount of heat I took for that, and it was an absolute smash. So I was also not necessarily 0% Jefferson. I was probably like 3% Justin Jefferson, and that was a smash as well.
I was with you on that one. I was Puka over Jefferson.
Nice. I was everyone over Jefferson. I was CMC over Jefferson. Anyone over everyone essentially. So I took Jefferson when he fell to like 8 or 9, stuff like that. Then I took him.
Yeah, like when we're drafting hundreds of teams, you got to mix these guys in a little bit. Get like a few shares, I guess, except for Genty. But
I'm fine with having 0% exposure. I'm probably the biggest,
especially in the big
guy,
board, especially in these drafts, because I mean, if you do get more information after the draft, after free agency, then you have brand new contests with brand new ADPs, and you can just get your exposure there and, play those guys in those contests. So this is just completely different. Like I have quite a few shares of 0% of guys in the big board and like 1 or 2%.
Yep. I think this is where you take your stands, your hard, firm stands.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what falls back to us if we can get a little bit unique. I mean, we're kind of regardless, we're going to be a little bit unique with pulling Genty up to 5. So that's kind of fun. I was kind of thinking I would have done a Bowers thing just to be different and have some fun with it. I would have done it, but here we are. So we'll see what kind of falls back to us. It's probably going to be, I would assume, an RB start, unless we want to do London. That could be all right.
I'm assuming Hampton's going to get taken, although like Hampton and GT is pretty common together, so it kind of defeats the purpose of us getting unique.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Chase Brown, because that's pretty much.
I love me some Chase Brown.
It's very unlikely that Chase Brown and Genty are going to be paired up too often.
Yeah, fellow Canadian, so I'm with it.
Shout out, yeah.
2 years ago when Chase Brown broke out and he was going in like round 10, I had 64% of him, and it made me a lot of money.
Yeah, I was probably about half that, but that was still tons. I was way in on Brown. I probably had like 6 to 8% Zach Moss that year, just because like it was so touch and go. But I was heavily more like probably what is that 5-6 times more Chase Brown than I was Moss. So
I think I had like 2 shares of Zach Moss maybe.
Yeah, so we were there, but you were even more so than me. So good.
I made my bet in that one.
Yeah, that was a good year. That was also the Chuba Hubbard year. I
drafted a lot of him too, and Bucky Irving. I did well with the running backs that year.
Yeah, so did I. Didn't have much to show for it in the end, unfortunately, but that's how she goes. We play the game. I mean, we could start 3 straight running backs. We're already pretty unique, so we don't have to worry about, uniqueness or anything silly like that. But I mean, we might have to go 3 straight running backs here if these
I
guys
don't
are
hate
still
it.
kicking around. I don't either
Like,
at
we
all.
can find good wide receiver values later,
Oh yeah.
and especially after the combine, I felt it harder to get even, like, decent running backs later in the draft. People are getting more and more excited about these guys that we kinda liked before.
The 2 guys I wanted were Kenny Walker and
Yeah, me
Irving.
too.
We could go Brees Hall. I'm not big on Jacobs this year, or we could do a wide receiver. I'm okay with
I'm cool with
any of
Breece
this.
Hall or AJ Brown. I kinda like the 3 running backs. I'm with it.
Let's do that. I haven't clicked Brees Hall in a little bit, so let's do that. I think the Jets is a fine spot for Brees Hall. I think that's more than fine. I like their
Yeah.
offensive line.
Well, they have one of the best run offensive lines in the league. The only
Mhm.
thing is Aaron Glenn likes a committee.
Yeah, he's also a defensive coach though, so that helps. Frank
True.
Reich comes in, which is helpful again. Like Frank Reich with Jonathan Taylor had some of his best years, so that's encouraging. We'll see. We'll see. But I think it's fine to take Brees Hall. I think Braylon Allen is just a straight up handcuff kind of pick now. So he's a 0% for me for the rest. I'm like still like 20 something percent. I really thought Brees Hall was going to leave and Braylon was going to kind of be the de facto starter. That's obviously not the case. So I'm not clicking Braylon Allen pretty much at all ever again the rest of this tournament. And then Isaiah Davis, I think, is if you think there's going to be an injury there and you want to take a flyer, then sure. But I'm out on Isaiah Davis, and because of my exposure, I'm out on Braylon Allen. Where are you at with Braylon Allen? Were you drafting him or?
Well, when he was going at like the 160s or late 150s for most of the contest, and I wasn't drafting him there because Rashad White was going after him, and I was taking Rashad White above all those guys, which is kind of playing out well now. And Braylon Allen, I've seen fall to like the 180s, and I've been clicking him there when he falls to me
I
just to
don't know
get
what
my
is.
exposures up a little bit.
I'm curious what my average ADP on Braylon is, but I think it was pretty reasonably low. But either way, with the percentage I have, I'm not taking him another time unless it's
That's
like
fair.
the 20th round. Then it's like, sure, I'll take Braylon. But other than that, I'm not clicking him. So we're not getting Braylon Allen this draft. I'll tell you that much.
All good. How many big boards have you done?
This is I'll have 81 remaining. So what is that? 69? I
Okay.
think. Is that 69? Yeah, 69.
Nice number. Hell yeah.
Nice. There you are. Yeah, you're here for number 69. I don't mind this. Terry's actually a smash to me here. I like
I like Terry.
Devonta.
I like Devonta Smith for the chance that AJ Brown gets traded, but on a team with 3 running backs, I like getting Terry as our first because
Yeah.
he's an absolute wide receiver 1, and I think he has a bounce back year. New offensive coordinator David Blau, former Lion, wants to
Shout out.
feed him the ball. So, he had his contract issues last offseason, had some injury stuff. The whole Washington offense really didn't seem to click all that well. And I do think they have a bit of a bounce back.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. Like, I think it's honestly pretty unlikely that AJ Brown gets traded. It sounds like the price tag is just too much. I would be pretty surprised if I'm being honest. I still think Devonta Smith is a fine click, but yeah, when we're looking for an outright wide receiver 1,
Yeah.
it's got to be Terry.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get more of a bag. I'm a big Terry fan and believer. So yeah, I'm more than happy to take the
And
click
I'm no
there.
stranger to pulling up Jaden Daniels in the 5th either.
No, me neither.
Well, he
Oh,
goes.
wow.
Game tight. Every time
That's
you
all
say
right.
it, man. Yeah, it
That's all
doesn't.
right.
Yeah, that's totally fine, especially when we start 3 running backs, catch up on wide receiver a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
And
good
is
wide
Devontae
receiver range.
Adams still available? Oh, we got
Yeah,
to take to Adams, right?
yeah.
I've never seen
With
him
that
fall this
fall,
far.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty low on him, not like
me too.
exposure wise, and there's some concerns. But yeah, when he falls this far,
Yeah,
give
no
me a
brainer. And
buck
I'm
on
glad we went 3 running backs now. That's the latest I've ever seen him go.
100%. Yeah, basically a full round, 12 picks
Where
of
you at on
value
Camp
on.
Scatabo?
Zero. I'm not. You can't pay me
Zero.
to
Let's
draft
go,
Cam
bro.
Scadaboo. I am
Let's
not
go.
driving. And this was before the
Yeah.
love stuff. Like with that injury, what I've been saying about this range. Shout out this guy, Game Tight. There he is, first time subscriber, making the rounds. A lot of new streams. Who crew ribs in, but appreciate the good content. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate that. Hitting that sub button. Maybe you're subscriber number 700 because I was 699
Oh,
before
hell
we
yeah.
started. So
6'9", draft
yeah,
number
69
69.
draft, 699.
Yo,
Yeah,
we're fucking
we're
tonight.
winning.
Sorry, I don't
Yeah.
know if you swear on your stream, but
I've cussed like 18 times already. So yeah,
okay. Yeah,
this
I
is
tuned out.
a heavy cuss stream, probably more than is necessary,
Okay,
but
word.
it's not made for children. I definitely click no
Yes,
when
sir.
I upload this on YouTube. So
I should have
yeah,
known that cracking the beer at the start.
exactly.
Yes,
Cuss
sir.
away, man. Cuss away. Appreciate that. But what were we saying there about Scadaboo? Yeah, it's with what I've been saying about this whole range is just like we're not getting.
Gross.
Well, what's wild, and the range is mostly Harvey, right? Henderson, Judkin, Scadaboo, all second year guys, right? With Henderson and Harvey, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, they're second year guys. They're healthy. They're still on their teams. They still have a good role potentially. I get it. Right. But with Scadaboo and Judkins, we're not getting any injury discount on these guys. And they were gruesome injuries. They were
Terrible.
horrible injuries. And Cam Scadaboo is just a walking conky, man. Like the dude loves to smash his face into other dudes' faces. Legitimately likes doing it, which is not healthy, obviously. I mean,
I don't mind RJ Harvey here. Like I did a draft just before this and I was in like the 8th spot and I took RJ Harvey in the 6th round thinking it was unique, but if that's just where he's going now, like
I mean,
Christian Watson, I don't have a lot of either if we want to catch up at wide receiver, but I think we stop at 4 running backs now.
We definitely could.
Very unique.
Definitely. And with Christian Watson, that's another guy. Like we're not getting any injury discount on Christian Watson, which is wild.
I have not drafted him a ton.
Me neither. I think I have 1 or 2 clicks on him, but there's no injury discount, which is like, this is a guy that's never not been injured his entire career. Even last year when he came back after the ACL, playing great, all looking good. He didn't even finish the season, got hurt again before the season was done. Yeah. And we're paying absolute top dollar for this guy. It seems like a bad bet if you ask me, but Game Time with you. Heavy quarterback.
I mean, if he falls back in the 7th round, I think we have to do it. Like a lot of guys just falling like crazy in this draft. And
yeah. If he's there, we're taking him 21 picks past ADP for sure.
QJ brought up, wow, not a guy I also don't have a lot of.
No, again, the way he finished the season last year, it's not great for me.
And I'm cool with Pearsall right here. Yeah.
Yep.
Opens up a quarterback opportunity. Drake May also falls a lot, but I think we need the receiver more.
I would agree with that. Let's do that.
Like I could not believe Drake May was going in the 4th round when this contest opened.
Yeah, it's gotten better, and he's kind of where he should be going. I would probably take Drake May over Dart in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But I'm good with like Burrow, Caleb, Herbert, Hurts all going ahead of May. I'm good with that. But that's good value for this guy, that's for sure.
And we got 3 wide receiver 1s on our team. I mean, Devontae Adams, the wide receiver 2 on his team, but you know, in his heart, he's a wide receiver 1.
Oh, there's an accident for the Herbert click.
Well,
yeah,
thank you. Oh, I didn't even realize.
Went 5 RBs in the first 8 rounds. Who did? Green Bean? Us?
We got 4.
About? Yeah, we only got 4 Green Bean. Oh, just got JT and Love to start the 9 spots. Still went 5 RBs. That seems like the minimum. Yeah, we might tack on a late RB, but I'm not worried about it at all.
I'm cool with these 4 and leaning into it.
I'm not worried about it. If we get a 5th, cool. If we don't, cool. It's whatever to me as far as when we have this kind of draft capital invested. Yeah, I think we can be okay with 4, or if it makes sense to take a 5th, sure, we could do that.
Yeah, I agree.
We can do that. Here we're coming up on the clock.
I wouldn't mind just taking Purdy with our next pick. It's a bit of a reach, but with all the quarterbacks off the board,
I was gonna say we might have to just pull up Purdy, and it is what it is. So I mean, in this range, who else are you pounding the table for, anyways? Especially when we need wide receiver, like who are we
Yeah,
pounding the table for?
I like the tight ends in this range. I like DJ Moore quite a lot because I think he's going to rise if he gets traded. But a lot of these guys also just fall. Like they never go right at their ADP. So we can get lucky, get someone to come back to us.
Yeah, I'm just not too worried about it realistically. I don't
No.
mind Myers. I like Pittman right now, actually, and sure, DJ Moore. I actually haven't really clicked DJ Moore much, to be honest with you. But regardless, like I think we need Purdy more than we need those wide receivers for sure.
Yeah, and then I mean, even if we want to, like maybe Matthew Stafford comes back and we want to just double tap right there, unless the Puka drafter takes him.
That could make some sense. I hate the Stafford price right now.
I do too. I don't have a lot of him.
Yeah, but it could make some sense in this build. Quarterbacks.
Yeah, we also do need receiver quite a bit.
There's some good receivers here. I like. Yeah, again, all these guys are fine.
Yeah,
I don't mind Addison. I like Worthy a lot.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
there's
with
still
you.
a lot of meat on the bone with Worthy. So that could work. I mean, Stafford makes some sense and it could work, but I just hate the price.
I agree with you. Like honestly, I'd rather take a naked Sam Darnold like 4 rounds later and get a backstack with him.
Yeah, I'm good to not take Stafford here, if I'm being real with you.
Yeah, I agree. I was just floating it out.
Okay. No, it does make sense for our build. It definitely does. It's just
structurally,
I can't get down.
I think receiver is definitely the most important. We don't want to fall too behind there. And I think there's still some good clicks right here.
Yeah, I think one of these guys will fall to us no matter what. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love ADP value. So if Myers is there, that'd be my choice.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Anytime you can kind of get unique and get the ADP value. And this guy takes Stafford anyways. Puka drafter, perfect. Don't even have to make that decision. There goes Myers, but I like Pittman here. I think he kind of rises too. We know he's going to be on the Colts, and we also know that Alec Pierce is gone. They don't have a first round pick, so they might bring in a wide receiver. But
yeah, I agree with you. I think Pittman fits this team too as our wide receiver 4. Provides a little more floor than DJ Moore does, who's maybe a little more inconsistent, can have higher spikes, but I think we could use a receiver like Pittman a little more in this build.
I agree with that. The thing I've actually like come to get on board with Pittman is he's actually like a target earner. Like obviously these 2 seasons and back here, sure, but he was injured both these 2 years, so still getting 111 targets while missing some games. Like that feels pretty good with Pierce, with Downs, with JT there, the tight ends, Warren last year, all that kind of stuff. Like he's a target earner, and it just is what it is at the end of the day. Like, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Eventually you have to admit that's a duck. So give me some Michael Pittman. And again, like I said, we now know that Pierce is almost, I would give it like a 98% he's not on the Colts. Maybe 99% he's not on the Colts. And then what? It's Downs, who again, I think we know Downs is only an 11 personnel, 3 wide receiver set kind of guy. He's not on the field in 2 wide receiver sets. He's just not. So give me Pittman in that offense realistically.
Yeah, he's going to be on the field. He's going to get his targets. And, he kind of trailed off towards the end of last year, but so did the entire Colts offense. So I don't think you can really hold that against him. Yeah,
I would agree with that. When you have 4 RBs that could all be in the top 10, you have smashed that position. That's kind of it. Like more than that, it's just the capital. Like four running backs through 6 rounds. If they don't at least do well enough, this team's fucking dead anyways.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? If those running backs, they don't have to like smash, but they have to be in our lineup. Between those 4, we have to have 2 of them in our lineup every single week, essentially, no matter what. And if that doesn't happen, this team is dead. No matter what, if we bring in 2-3 running backs at the end of the draft, it doesn't matter. So that's another reason why, if you do that, you should probably just lean into the 4. And again, maybe we take a 5th, maybe if it makes sense or works or whatever, but it's definitely not something we have to prioritize. All right. Darnold goes. That's kind of painful.
I like me some Jalen Coker.
You like Coker here?
I do. I've been kind of talking myself into it more and more recently.
You've been talking to PPR Tyler too much.
Is he a cokehead?
That's his whole identity. Yeah, he's the Coker guy. That was his stand last year. Didn't
I
particularly
do
work
remember that.
out,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, that was his hard stand last year, was Jalen Coker. But I don't mind Coker. I'm happy to click him there. I don't mind him. It's a weird range too. It's like these old
It is.
dusted vets or an unknown rookie, an unknown second year. Higgins could definitely be a guy worth clicking, but different ADPs there. So I don't mind the Coker shout.
Yeah, Coker also opens up another quarterback option for us late on a team where we're probably wanting to get 3.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely getting 3 on this one. No question, especially with the flexibility of having 4 max 5 running backs, right? So we have some flexibility there kind of regardless of anything. So
yeah, I've done 1 4 running back build, and it was actually in the bigger board, and I drafted 3 quarterbacks and 4 tight ends, and I didn't hate it.
Yeah, you can get by with that for sure. We could go tight end here. We could go with a Sadiq. We might just have to get like a Mendoza with we do have Genty. We can get some other, stacks later.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Mendoza
so
just to get
behind
a quarterback, because I think tight end is more replaceable later in the draft. And yeah, we can get some Vegas receivers later. Trey Tucker's a guy I like later.
Even just with Genty, what we've
totally
seen
fine
out of that offense, out of a Kubiak offense, he's going to get his catches. He's going to get his work in the passing game. So I think we can even if we just go Mendoza Genty, it's kind of fine. But we can't fall too much farther behind at quarterback, I feel like.
I'm with you. Like maybe we could have gone Higgins and try and push for Stroud, but Stroud's not really exciting anyways. And there's 3 teams at that turn, all with 1 quarterback. So I would not be surprised if they take Stroud, and then we just kind of be out of luck a bit.
Yeah, with Darnold getting pulled up. Who else got pulled up?
The one spot has 3
back here. Yeah. So there was we probably should have taken May when we had the chance there, but we got Pearsall with Purdy, so that feels good. Yeah. But maybe May was the correct click now looking back, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm fine with the Pearsall Purdy stack too.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. Again, Mendoza brings it up. Purdy, we're going to bring in a third. Young gets pulled up. There you go. So yeah, you're right. Mendoza, Young, definitely would have gone. Stroud might be gone. We'll kind of see how it goes by the time it gets back to us. I think Mendoza was prudent, I'll say.
Yeah, he can run the ball a little bit too.
There goes
Stroud does go. So glad we didn't bank on that. And he got taken before Higgins. So Higgins is still on the board.
Wow, that might be something we have to think about for sure. That's a weird fall for Higgins. I'd imagine he gets picked before it gets back to us. I don't know why this guy just doesn't double tap.
Yeah. I guess he only had 2 running backs before, and one of them was Ramondre. So maybe he felt a little desperate.
Fair enough. Sadiq goes. That's good value right there. King of QC getting Sadiq at a nice value. I guess he got Young with Hubbard.
Kind of just going back to where he started this contest, his ADP. He was going around like 130 when this contest opened.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't kind of skyrocketed a little bit more than that, to be honest, after that combine he put up. It's a little surprising to me, but
yeah, the combine hype is kind of cooled down a little bit. And wow, Diggs is still there. That's wild. I'm still not excited to take him though.
We might have to take him with this build though.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
I think it makes sense here to take him, considering.
I wouldn't mind the Daniel Jones and just locking up our third quarterback, because I think after Daniel Jones goes, like quarterback is pretty questionable.
Absolutely. I was really hoping Cam Ward would fall to us. I don't mind that show. We have Pittman. Let's do that.
Because like what other quarterbacks are still available after Daniel Jones? Like that's
You're right.
disgusting.
You're right. It's pretty much dead. It's like then you go with like the Kirk or
Yeah, all those guys are
yeah,
gross and like borderline undraftable.
yeah, yeah. You're right. Good thing we didn't take the value of Diggs. If Diggs is there for us,
He can
we
still
gotta
come
take him.
back.
We
Like,
gotta
okay,
take
he
him if
goes
he's
there at
there.
143, but
Okay, okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. We could double stack with Downs if we wanted to, but I don't think that's necessary. I'd rather take a shot on some other guys here. Tight end, I think would be
yeah,
a
we
good
could get a
shout
tight
here.
end. I'd probably lean towards McMillan maybe
Yeah, if we want
because
to go
I
wide
think there's a
receiver.
bit of a tier break after Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan as far as receivers go, and there's just a lot of good tight ends late still.
I'm all right with that. I like Andrews a lot, but I'm okay with this.
I think it gives some upside to our team too, and spike week ability. Also, someone who I think is going to rise after Mike Evans just signed somewhere else because people like to see it before they believe it.
True. True that. I like McMillan. He's at least, I don't know, high teens exposure for me. I'm a big McMillan guy. I was huge on him last year, and then he got
Me
hurt,
too.
and that really hurt. So
Yeah, that sucked. But when he came
yeah,
back from injury, he was getting targeted a lot by Baker. He even out
yeah.
targeted Igbuka in more than one game.
Only issue didn't get in the end zone. That was kind of
Yeah,
you know,
but he
but
got
but
close. I know, like, he got
mhm,
tackled at the 1 yard line. There was some where he got like pushed out of bounds in the end zone or something like that. So
yeah,
the whole
but he was
Bucks
definitely earning.
offense,
He was definitely
yeah,
earning. It kind of saved the
absolutely.
click. If he got in the end zone twice, it would have kind of saved the click a little bit, but not that it particularly mattered.
Hey, we're
Quinn
playing for this
Ewers,
year.
Quinn Ewers is a guy I was saying could be one of these quarterbacks, one of
I
these
have a couple
guys.
shares.
Do you? There you
I
go.
do. I like
I
when this
don't hate
contest
it.
first opened, I'm like, well, Quentin Ewers kind of, showed a little bit of promise near the end of the year. And the Dolphins are a franchise that are known to kind of just tank. So they could be like, oh, let's see what we have in Quinn Ewers
Might
and
as well.
not be unhappy if they just suck ass.
Yeah, you might as well. That's a team, the Dolphins. I think the Steelers should just do that, honestly. If I'm the Steelers, I just say, you know what, Aaron, it didn't work. Have a good if you want to play somewhere else, go nuts. I would just play Will Howard and see what you got. And then they don't want to be picking 18th overall again, is what I'm getting at. Like I don't think I wouldn't want to if I was a Steelers fan. I hate the Steelers more than anything, but it's a good business decision. Like just be bad or you find out that he's your guy. One or the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I think we're fine to pull a guy up. I don't mind Kelsey, Barner, Likely. I like Likely. None of these guys really do it for me. I'm completely out on Tyreek.
Yeah. I like how you didn't queue up Hunter Henry either. Also, someone I don't have a ton of. I might have like 1 or 2 shares.
Yeah,
Um, I have a lot of AJ Barner, one of my highest drafted tight ends. Kelsey probably provides the most stability, but I think Likely is probably the most exciting option.
yeah, I'm good with Likely. I think he's my highest drafted tight end. Actually,
I'm not mad at
I
that.
like how do you take Hunter Henry over Likely? Is kind of where I'm at. Like he's
Yeah,
just
Hunter Henry very
we know
touchdown
what he is.
dependent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure, he's steady. Like, sure, he's steady, but there's no ceiling there realistically.
No, and like where does Likely go if he didn't get injured last year or wasn't competing with Mark Andrews in a low pass volume offense?
Yeah, if he goes to where I think he might, the Commanders,
Yeah.
deadly, or the Dolphins. I think he might go to the Dolphins. He could go to the Eagles as well if they want to keep playing offense like they did with Goddard. He could go there. There's a lot of good landing spots for Likely. That's kind of what I like about him. And someone's going to pay him. He's going to be on the field. Give me Isaiah Likely.
I agree. And he could just like get downfield targets, big plays. So
Yeah.
it's what we like in best ball.
100%. 100%. I like Kelsey here. That actually gives us that nice floor if he's still there. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of Kelsey, but 12 picks past ADP, get some nice floor. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we get both the guys we were talking about with our last pick, so that works for me. Yeah, that feels good to get that high upside Likely and then high floor Kelsey. I like that.
Yeah, this why it feels good when you push tight end like this. And on a team like this, if we want 4, we can get 4. If we want to stop at 3, we can do that too. So I feel like we have a lot of flexibility with the rest of our draft as well.
I think we're really good with 3 with Kelsey and Likely.
Yeah.
I would really not be taking 4 on this room personally. I think we're more than good with those 2 and a third. Let's say it's K Dotton. You know, that's more than fine if you ask me. I always like to, as far as my like tight end texture, I always like to have at least one guy that I think is going to be like a moonshot, like a Sadiq, Stowers, Likely, like someone like that, that I think there's some huge amount of upside with. And then like you can mix in 2 Kelsey's and Henry, sure, Andrews, Barner, Johnson, even, who has some high floor, or sorry, high ceiling as well, potentially. But that's kind of the texture that I like to do as far as my tight end room a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, if I get a guy like Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts, like someone in that range or higher, I kind of like stopping at 2 if I can get a decent second in a guy like Likely or Barner,
Yeah.
because I like going a little thin at tight end if there's any position to go thin at.
If there is a position to go thin, it's tight end. If you're going to sacrifice a position, it's tight end, 100%. So, I mean, yeah, Henry had a 28-point game. What did it take? You know, 2 touchdowns. He has to get 2 touchdowns minimum. Like some of these tight ends can get there with catches, yards, and a single touchdown sort of thing. So, like, again, yeah, there is, I guess, touchdown upside with Henry. Yes. But he's not like an explosive player by any means. So he's not getting there through just volume. He's getting there through touchdowns and touchdowns only. So I don't know. I'm not a big Henry guy personally.
I'm with you.
Harvey was, yeah, 68. Yeah, 68 for Harvey. So we
Yeah,
felt
literally in my last draft, that was the latest I've seen Harvey go. Now this is the latest I've seen Harvey go. So I'm down to get my exposure at that price for sure. And I think Pat
absolutely.
Bryant's kind of a no-brainer pick if he's still there. Like,
I kind of hate Pat Bryant, but I'll click him if you like him.
I'm not too big
I
on him. Huham's kind of convinced me a little bit, but then the ADP game, like pick 188, almost 30 picks past ADP feels pretty nice. We get some Denver correlation as well. And on a team where we're probably going 9 wide receivers, I don't mind the upside there.
I just think that Pat Bryant is much better real life wide receiver than he is fantasy. So yeah, like that offense is just so spread out that
I agree with
I
you
don't like
there.
picking any Broncos. I don't like picking any Broncos at all right now. Literally none. Knicks I'm out on. I'll take some Harvey when he falls. Knicks I'm out on. All the wide receivers I'm out on. It's just too spread out for me. That
Yeah, I have barely any Denver at all, but I love some ADP value. So that's what I'll
fair enough.
scoop
But
those guys
Pat
up.
Bryant falls all the time.
Yeah,
All the time he's
true.
falling. So I mean, it's fine. I'll click him for who Ames because he's in the chat, and I know I know he loves Pat Bryant. I just don't particularly see it, if I'm being honest.
That's fair.
I would have went with Stowers instead there, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
maybe
We
we
can
could have
still
considered that.
get some other tight ends that are perfectly fine in this room and just make it work that way. Which actually might be the
Absolutely.
right click right here. I like Helm. I don't mind these guys, I suppose. Kate Otten's there.
On this team in particular, I like Gunnar Helm the most right there.
Definitely, that's who I would like. I'd probably go like that. Yeah, even Kate Otten as a free agent.
I like Kate Otten. He's just a
I do
good
too.
all-around tight end.
I've always, since he was a rookie, I've always been a massive Kate Otten fan. I was just very high on him as a rookie. He was my number 2 tight end in the class behind Trey McBride, which of course. And he's done nothing but like realistically produce.
Yep.
So I think we're good at tight end there. I like the Helm click. That feels fun. I like that room.
Yeah, and I think he was injured to start the year. And also behind Chico Conco, but then earned his role, carved that out, which is always nice.
Yeah, definitely towards the end of the season, he kind of earned that role. And then now Chig is gone. So free Gunner Helm. This is this is a really good room too, considering we didn't
very
pick a tight
balanced.
end till 164.
Yeah, we
And
got
this is
old
a
man
really nice
Kelsey,
room.
free agent likely, and then second year breakout Gunnar Helm. So we kind of got all three levels right there.
What are the chances Stowers jumps Sadiq and ADP after the draft Atlantic sauce proved desperate?
I don't know. That's a
Or
big.
disparate? That'd be I mean, it would have to be like Sadiq goes to the 49ers and Stowers goes to the like Commanders. That then maybe, yeah, maybe. Other than that, I find that pretty hard to believe. Like if Sadiq is playing with Kelsey and battling that, and Stowers is the only gig in town and in Washington, then I could maybe see that happening. Other than those two kind of exact landing spots, yeah, I think that'd be tough for him to pass him.
So now I think we try and decide between, do we want 5 running backs or 10 wide receivers?
Yeah, like again, if it makes sense to take a running back, like we could take Najee if we want. That would be really the only guy that would because it's
I'm with
dead
you.
down here. It's
Yeah.
dead down here. So like we could take Najee if we want right here and call that
Najee's an
good.
option. Ryan Flournoy looks like a appealing click right there. We were talking about the Cowboys earlier in this stream as well.
I was gonna push for my guy Jeremy Bernard here in the
I think he got
17th.
taken, didn't he?
Yeah, taken. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was there at 18 right here,
I'd
I'd
have
have
been
said
cool
we're
with it.
sorry, we're taking Jeremy Bernard. I'm 72%
Yeah.
now. Which is falling, unfortunately.
I respect it,
Falling.
man. Call your shots.
Let's just do Najee then. I think that's a
Yeah, I'm
fine
cool with
click.
it.
We got a quality wide receiver room, to be honest.
Yeah,
So.
I don't think we necessarily need 10. So in a 20-round draft, might as well get the 5th running back there. And I like how we had that flexibility.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels good. That feels pretty good. Yeah, I am a massive, massive, massive believer and fan of Jeremy Bernard. And finally he's rising at least, though it's only the 17th. So I'm gonna have to start clicking him the 16th, which is perfectly fine by me. So I'll start doing that. Actually, I'll start clicking him in the 17th just because I have a massive, massive bag. So
I mean, ADP really doesn't matter in these last 4 or 5 rounds.
Even more, basically 14th round and later.
Yeah.
ADP doesn't mean shit. Pick your guys, get your guys, do whatever the hell you want. There's ADP means nothing. So
yeah, especially in a 20-round draft.
Exactly. So then I think we just a couple wide receivers we like. I think we should go with some rookies. We could go Flournoy. We could do that.
Yeah, we could. Jalen Naylor is also a guy that I've been talking myself into recently. Jeez. I don't know if you're into him at all.
No, the free agent Jalen Naylor.
Don't worry about it on this team then. But
let's take Flournoy.
I'm cool with that.
And then
a rookie.
A rookie. Yeah, let's get some rookie in this. We have no rookies. Oh, Mendoza, that's it. But
yeah, wow. Pretty much.
That's wild.
That's fine.
It is fine. It's just different for me.
I mean, yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Who, Hames? You didn't know I had 70+% Jeremy Bernard, man? Super fun, super fan over here. No, I didn't. Who, Hames? I don't think I didn't. I was a little bit busy. I had some work. I actually had to work my job a little bit today.
I'll let you pick your favorite rookie at the end of this draft too.
I would go with I'm higher on Ted Hurst than pretty much anybody out there. I like Ted Hurst a lot. I like Skylar Bell a lot. Deion Burks, I've been kind of clicking a little bit. Antonio Williams. I don't mind Bryce Lance because he ran fast. I didn't quite expect that. One guy, I think we could let's you want to get really fun and take Colby Young?
That's the first time I've even heard that name.
So Georgia wide receiver. So he can block. He's getting it on the field. Big body guy. He looked good at the combine. He ran a 4.4, 4.49, but it's still a 4.4. Dude's like 6'5", 220 put together as a gym rat. You would like this guy. So
hell yeah.
It'd be my first time I click Colby Young. The only time I'd click him if it's like 9 or 10 wide receiver room.
Hey,
And
I'll
it's
let you make the
like,
click. Your choice.
let's get fun, man. I'm doing it. If he's there, I doubt anybody takes him. That's for sure. I'd be shocked, and they would have to be watching the show and just want to fuck me over to not take him.
When did Skylar Bell tear his ACL? That was the ACL guy, right?
No, that's Chris Bell.
That's Chris Bell. Okay, I knew it was a
And
Bell.
that was in November. I'm not clicking Chris Bell. I know some people are. He's a good player. I would like him if he didn't have the ACL. And yeah, the people are saying it's like a late round, 17 week 17 is all that matters. But like rookie wide receivers, if they're not playing the whole season, it's pretty tough to get integrated into any offense in week 12. So I just think it's pretty unlikely that, he sees the field much. Let's do Colby Young, man. I love it.
Go with your guy. I think it's fun last click on this team.
Yeah, I mean, any rookie is fine when you're doing a 9 wide receiver room.
I like this team too. I think it turned out really well, all considering.
I think it did. We got kind of lucky in the quarterback space there, which is again a little bit lucky, but I'll take it.
Yeah, we had to reach for our guys, but I don't think it really hurt us, especially the way that the draft room played out.
Yeah, we ended up with the 3-5-9-3 Brock Purdy, Fernando Mendoza, Daniel Jones. I think that works. Like that's fun enough. They can all run a little bit. Maybe not Jones with the Achilles, but Purdy and Mendoza can definitely run a little bit. Attached to good offensive-minded quarterbacks, except for maybe not Daniel Jones, but the top two for sure. I like that. Ashton Genty, Chase Brown, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey at a massive discount, and then Najee Harris to round it out. Again, more than enough. I think that works. I'm happy with that room. Paired up Genty with Mendoza. Terry McLaurin, Devontae Adams, again, nice discount. Ricky Pearsall, Michael Pittman, again, some nice discount there. Coker, McMillan, Pat Bryant with a huge amount of discount, but may or may not matter. Ryan Flournoy and Colby Young to round out the wide receiver room. I think this works because, again, Terry McLaurin over Devonta Smith is the real differentiator here. I feel like if we had Devonta Smith there, how would you feel about this wide receiver room?
I like, well, on a team where I start 3 running backs, I definitely like getting just a true alpha in Terry McLaurin. Mm-hmm. And I personally think that AJ Brown's going to remain a Philadelphia Eagle. So for that reason, I like Terry McLaurin more.
Yeah, for sure. Wide receiver 1 should be wide receiver 1. Should be wide receiver 1 here as well, actually. So yeah, that works. Likely Kelsey Helm. That feels really fun. That's good to have that room and wait that long.
I think our best click is Devontae Adams at 53. I think that really brought this team together. Even though I'm not very high on him this year, I don't have a ton. Just the value alone and just a really good receiver. If he hits in the right weeks, I think that's quite nice as our wide receiver too.
With these 2 clicks, we were able to really catch up at wide receiver. With Devontae,
yeah, not to mention just how unique our first 6 rounds were. Because we haven't even talked about since we did it, but we pulled up Genty to 5, which he's not paired up with Chase Brown too much and not paired up with Chase Brown and Breece Hall like rarely ever. So
and a huge discount on Harvey.
Yeah.
So definitely a unique squad. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I love getting unique.
Very unique squad. We have some stack and correlation as well, which is good. So yeah, all around, I'm pretty stoked about this team. I think we're gonna wrap her up for the night. Usually I would do another one, but it's just a little bit too late for me. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Do we have some? Let's take a look at a couple guys in the chat here. We had Game Tight in here, and we'll take a look at King of QC 3773, Trevor Lawrence, Young, Cousins. What do you think about that? I think that's okay, but
okay. Trevor feels a little expensive. Bryce Young's not too exciting, and Kirk Cousins, we don't even know if he's going to be a starter yet. So it was a quarterback hungry room, so you had to do what you had to do, but not the most exciting picks.
Yeah, it can work, but you probably don't feel great about it. ETN, Hubbard, Cora, Marks, Tucker, Sampson, Claiborne. Tough room, man. That's a tough room too. You waited on running back, which kind of hurts you. Travis Etienne may or may not be, the same thing he was last year with the Jags. We'll see if he ends up going to the Chiefs and he's the guy that'll really help this room. But Chuba, yeah, Blake Corum, the number 2, Woody Marks is dead to me. Tucker, free agent. That feels pricey now that he's a free agent. What's your thoughts on the ADP for Tucker that he's not attached to the Bucks?
I wasn't really clicking him a lot before. Just the guys that were going around him, like he was going before Rashad White most of the time. So
yeah, which is pretty wild, especially now knowing that he's a free agent. And again, like that was a much better spot for him to be in Tampa Bay. Unless, I guess, if he goes to Detroit and he's kind of the David Montgomery, then sure, that could be
he should
fine.
be cheap.
Yeah, exactly. But that also doesn't necessarily lead to any coach being like, oh, we got to get this guy the ball, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. This ADP feels expensive now for Sean Tucker, knowing that he's not on the Buccaneers. But maybe that's just me. But this might be the downfall of this team, this running back room.
But hey, St. Brown at 11. I'm with it.
That feels good. And the Jefferson, that's pretty good. We got some T. Higgins discount. That's the wide receiver room is pretty awesome. So there you go. I guess that's where you kind of make up for it, right?
That's the balance.
Yeah. We got Sadiq, Ferguson, Sanders. That's fine enough. Yeah, that's fine enough, I suppose. It's exciting. I probably would have went with a dusty old vet down here instead of Sanders, even like a Jonnu Smith or.
Yeah, I haven't clicked Sanders. That's the thing with Bryce Young is like he doesn't really have back stacks.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying all kind of this draft cycle is like if it doesn't work, don't force it.
Yeah.
Like if it works, cool. If it falls together, cool. Go ahead and stack. But don't throw on a Jatavian Sanders at the end of the draft. That's kind of what I've been preaching heavily. Or don't pull up, even a Jalen Coker sort of thing. Like don't force it. If it works, wonderful. And you don't have to overstack either. If you get just, we have Genty and Mendoza and that's it. And I'm perfectly fine with that personally. So that's been my like pound the table is like, don't worry about, stacking. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. And the biggest reason I've been saying that is like Josh Allen, Hurts, right? Jackson, Daniels, Herbert, Caleb, Lawrence, May, Dart, even Purdy. What do they all have in common? They all run around a little bit. Like Purdy running the ball is what won Sam Sherman $2 million. Not throwing the ball, running the ball. Right. So I just don't think it's necessary to stack these guys. So I get it's different with Bryce Young, but I'm just, it still remains true, if you will. But anyways, there's King QC. Let's take a quick look at Game Tight and we'll get out of here. 3683, the classic. We got Lamar, Daniels, and Herbert. Herbert was a mistake, he said in the chat, which I hope it was because that is way too much draft capital to be thrown at that room. I'm assuming it's going to be light at running back or wide receiver for sure, but let's take a look. Bijan, Jadarian Price, Mike Washington, Tank Bigsby, Caleb, and Devin Neal. Bijan helps it, but this is it's pretty light. It's pretty light.
Yeah. Tank Bigsby as your RB4. I don't know about that. I like Tank Bigsby, but as like an RB5 or 6 feels a lot better.
It's going to be tough to even fill your second running back slot with this.
2 rookies as well, probably starting slow.
Yeah, that's tough running back room if I'm being honest. Pickens, Olave, Johnston, Concepcion, Golden, Cooper, Trey Harris, and Tesla. It's fine.
Yeah, I reached on QJ because he took Herbert, which honestly I would have just ate it and not reached because QJ falls back to the other end of the board.
And then you got Gadsden down there too. Like that was a good click here. So again, if you went just Gadsden, this is what I'm getting at with it. And I'm not trying to shit on your squad over here, game 10 or anything, but like this is what I'm getting at is like Quentin Johnston was forced, Trey Harris was pulled up 10 picks, kind of forced. Gadsden's fine, that's close enough to ADP, and I like Gadsden a lot, but again, like triple stacking your third quarterback is just kind of aggressive, if you ask me. And this is another example of it, tacking on a Ben Sinnott down there, who's I that's exactly kind of what I was just getting at, is this is what I'm not doing personally when we're talking about stacking and drafting. It just, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go those routes. But again, I'm not trying to shit on your parade over here, Game Tight. Appreciate you joining us tonight, but this is just not the way I'm drafting at all. It's not what I would do. It doesn't make me right either. So, don't change. If this is what you do, don't change it because I'm saying that. So what are your thoughts there? It's a bit of a smorgasbord of
yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. Just a little constructive criticism. No hate.
Yeah, exactly. Tucker to Denver would be fun. Yeah, I suppose. I would think a guy like Algier would make more sense for Denver, but
Amon-Ra Ginty. Damn, dude.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
I think my favorite Ginty stack, I got one team with CMC and Ginty at the 12 hole, which I haven't really seen other than like the first couple days of this contest.
Yeah, that's definitely rare. I might go back and look at some of my combinations now because I was drafting a lot of Amon-Ra early. I might have like a CeeDee Lamb Genty. Hard to say. That'd be all right. But I like my chances of advancing with those QBs, though. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be
only one
tough
of them can start.
Exactly. It's going to be tough for you to catch up. Like, yeah, you're winning the week at quarterback every week. I get that, but it's going to be tough for you to catch up to us at at running back, right? And we can, with one of our guys, we can probably put up, let's say your quarterbacks are throwing up 30 points a week and ours are throwing up 20, right? Like we get a 20-point week out of one of our three. You're getting a 30-point week out of one of your three. Cool. We're down 10 points. Our running backs and flex are going to be kind of smashing yours. So that's, again, constructive criticism. Exactly. Who Hames? Our RB2 spot and our flex is going to be destroying you, and we'll be catching up with that 10 points pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got going on, man? We're gonna get out of here. It was a fun one, a little bit shorter. It's about average show for what we typically do, but I appreciate you coming on and ripping drafts with me. But again, down in the description, Jeary Football, click it, subscribe. You know the score. Do it. Just make it happen. It's completely free. Takes literally 2 seconds. It's 2 clicks of your mouse.
Yeah, man.
Make it happen.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. Fellow Canadian, would love to have you on the stream sometime if we can work it out. And I just did a stream right before this. So if you want to watch another draft that I did, check it out. Yeah, hit the subscribe button, man. I'm getting more views than I have subscribers, which I'm very grateful for. But hit that button, turn that bell on, man. Show some love.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's free. It's easy. It takes 2 seconds. And it really, the biggest thing is it helps motivate, us to keep going. I'm 300 videos in, and it's tough. It's a tough thing when you're talking to nobody, at the start sort of thing. So once you get going, it's great. But again, takes 2 seconds. It's free. Just hit the button and we'll take it from there. But we're going to get out of here. Again, appreciate you coming on. Check the description. We'll be back on Friday night. Candyman, I told you I had guests all week. We had Steve on Sunday. We had the legend of Fantasy Dog Pound making his Ali-like return to the streaming streets. He was on Monday. Shout out Pat. Jeary tonight, Wednesday. Then we got the Candyman on Friday night for some Friday night drafts. So that'll finish out our round of guests, and then we'll see where we go from there. You see the subscriber goal. We need 300 more before the NFL draft. We'll do a 12-hour live stream. That's within the realm of what we did last year. So hit that subscribe button. We're going to get out of here. Like I always say on Off the Schneid, if you're afraid to be wrong, you'll never be right. Hopefully tonight, Jeary and I just won the big board. Appreciate y'all.